Hello, wonderful people. I welcome you once again to Waiters Fashion TV. My name is Chinwe. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make this Princess Darts cold shoulder gathers gown. Is today your first time of joining us on this tutorial? You're so very welcome. I promise you it will be worth your time. And are you a returning subscriber? I appreciate your time with us. God bless. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment, and share with your friends. And if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell as well, so that you get notified each time I upload new video, because I have lots and lots of them coming on this channel. Beautiful tutorials that you will not want to miss. So guys, let's go straight into today's business as I show us step to step on how we are going to cut this beautiful and elegant gown. So let's go there. So for me to make this gown, I need this akara, 3 yards of akara. That's what I use. My 2 yards lining, my tape, my chalk, my ruler, my scissors, and my pin. Very important. So these are the materials I'll be using for this style. The first thing I'm going to be marking is the upper part. I will use this as my shoulder line and then start marking out other things. So the upper part of this clothes before the band is 13 and a half. Is 13 and a half. 13 and a half inches plus half inch for joining the shoulder and half inch for joining the down part. So that means 13 and a half plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I will be marking 14 and a half. I'll be marking 14 and a half. So I'll take it to this side too. I'll mark 14 and a half. I'll connect it together with my ruler. I'll connect it together with my ruler. So from here to here is what I'll be focusing on for my upper part. Having gotten my line, the first thing I'll be doing is to fold my button stand. Remember, the cloth has button in the front, so I'll be folding 1.5 inches. I have my 1.5. I will pin it down. That's the essence of having your pin handy. I'll pin it down. So this is my 1.5 for the button stand. After cutting that, I will now go ahead and mark my shoulder. So my shoulder is 8 inches, 7.5 plus half inch sewing allowance, that's 8 inches. I'll bring it down, I'll take 9 inches here, then I'll bring down the 8 inches too on this part. I'll draw my line. So, draw my line. Having gotten that, the next thing I'll be taking is my bust measurement. Her bust is 38, which is 9.5, plus half inch, 1 inch sewing allowance, that's 10. So I'll be marking 10 here. First of all, her waist is 30, which 31, which is 775, plus 1 inch sewing allowance, 775, plus 1 inch sewing allowance, that will give us 875. I'll mark it here. Then I'll connect them together. So having gotten this, I will go ahead and shape the armhole. For me to shape the armhole, I'll cut my shoulder first of all by 1 inch. Then I'll divide what I have here by 2, which is 4. I'll come in by half inch. So I'll use my armhole to connect mine. So that's what I have here. So I'll use my ruler and connect it back to this place. So this is the basic. Having gotten this, I will now go ahead and determine her nipple to nipple, because that's what I'll be using to draft my princess dart. Her nipple to nipple is 7, which is 3.5 plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. So I'll mark 4 and 4 here. I'll take the 4 all the way up to this place to where her breast point falls. So I'll connect the 4 together. I'll connect this together. It's this that I'm using to draw my princess dart. Her breast point is 10. So I'll be marking her breast point, which is 10 here. That it will guide me to draw my princess dart. So having done this armhole now, I'll measure it and divide it into 2. So 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 10. So invariably, half of 10 is 5. So this is where the middle of this armhole is. So I will, since the middle is there, I will come down by 1 inch to draft my princess dart. So I will now connect from here back to this place with my armhole pop. So see that the glue is too sharp. I'll draw something like this here. So this is my princess dart here. What I have there. That's my princess dart. Yeah. So having done this princess dart now, I'm going to be increasing this one by 1 inch and connect it back to this place. The essence of doing it is, if you don't do that, by the time you join here, this place will short. So I'll go ahead and increase this place by 1 inch. Then I'll connect it back to my armhole with my armhole pole. So that's what we have here. So the next thing now is to go ahead and draw our neck. We have our princess dart already. So the next thing is to go ahead and draw our neck. For this front neck, I'll be using, so for this neck I'll be using 3 inches wideness for this neck. And then for the down, I'll be using 2 inches. So I'm doing 3 by 2 because it's going to be having color. So I'm doing 3 by 2. I'm sure you can show you 3 by 2. So I'll connect my neck. Then I will draw out my neck with my armhole pole. So there I have it, my front neck. So the next thing is to, now I have my neck, the next thing is to go ahead and form my shoulder. So like this now, our front part is ready. This shoulder part, because this shoulder, the shoulder is in because of the style, so I'll be reducing this shoulder. I'll be using 7 inches here to remark my shoulder on this part, and then I'll use my ruler to connect it back to this place. So I'm using my armhole curl to connect it back to this place. So because of the type of shoulder that we want to have there, that's why I'm reducing the shoulder back. I hope you understand. Because of the type of shoulder we want to have here, it has to go in. That's why I'm reducing the shoulder back to connect back to this place. So I will measure here. If I have what I need like 10 there. So it's okay. So the next thing I'll be doing on this part now is on all this part, I'll be adding 1 inch allowance for sewing. Remember, when we cut this open, we are going to be joining it back. So if I don't add allowance, it will not, our measurement will short. So I'll be adding allowance for sewing back on my waist. I'll add 1 inch allowance here, and then 1 inch allowance on this part too, and then I'll connect them together. Now connect back to my armhole curl. So in this way now I have my allowance that I will use for joining this place back when I cut it open. That's all. So I'm going to be cutting my neck this way down to this place, this way and this way. Then I'm going to be cutting to this way and then back to this place. So let's cut. Now first of all, cut it out from here, because this is our upper part. So I'll cut it out from this part. Then I'll cut from here, not here again. I'll be cutting from here. I'll back to my armhole. See how I'm cutting? When I reach here now, I'll stop and I'll go like this. You must not cut this place and go, because we have added our allowance for sewing here. Don't ever make the mistake of cutting and cut gburu. No, you must follow this, because this place, if you don't do, when you're joining this back, this place should be shorter than here. So now I'll now go this like this and cut out. So this is what I have. So I will now go ahead and open this place up. I'll cut this. When I reach here now, I'll cut like this, then cut my neck and form my shoulder. See how I cut? Then this is our 1.5 inch folding. I'll go ahead and open it up too. This is what we have after cutting. So this and this will rest upon each other. Then this and this like this. So this is what we have. Join. Okay. So we will use this to cut our lining. So let's back the same way we mark front, but the difference is that this back we put allowance for zip. I mark my 1 inch allowance for zip all the way down. Then 14 inches, what we have for front is exactly what we are going to have for back. 14 inches in length here for our band. 14 inches here. So I'll connect my 1 inch that I mark out for zipper. So having done that, the next thing is to measure the shoulder. Shoulder is 8 inches. I came down by 9. Exactly what we use for the front, that's what we are going to be using for back. Don't forget, I mark my 8 inches too. Then measure my bust. My bust is 38, 9.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, 10.5. I mark it here. The waist is 31, which is 775 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, 875 plus 1 inch for that, 975. So I mark it here. Use my ruler and connect them together. So the next thing is to I'll put my arm buckle and mark my back armhole. So having done that, remember that here I reduced my shoulder by 7 for the back, for the front after cutting. So I'll do the same for this back too, and then I'll connect it back. This time I'll use my ruler to connect it back to where this armhole is. So for this, then I'll go ahead and form my shoulder by 1 inch. My neck, remember, is 3 inches I use for the front. That's exactly what I'll use for back too. Then for the back, I'll do 3 by 1. 3 by 1 inch. So I'll curve my neck. So, and then I'll form my shoulder. And that's all. So that's all. So next thing is to go ahead and cut it out. And this is our back. So the next thing, I'll go ahead and shape my back. I always shape my back by 1 inch. This, I'll go ahead and open my zipper allowance. So our back piece is ready. Now we cut the other time. I want to be attaching small stay to it. So I'll be attaching my stay like this. Attaching my stay like this on it. Because there's no light now, I'm using gum to put on it to attach. So whenever they bring the light, I'll go ahead and iron it down. So I don't want to be waiting for NEPA to do what I want to do. So that's why I'm using stay to iron it. I've ironed this part. I've placed this other part too. Then this other part too, I want it to have small stay. I also go ahead and attach the stay on it like this. Attach on this other side too, like this. So this is what I will have at the end of the day. I want them to have stay. So after attaching my stay, I'll go and show us how to join it. I'll go now and hold them. This one will go with this one. Can you see what we'll have at the end of the day? And this one will go with this one. So I'll join them with half-inch sewing allowance. Can you see that everything is rhyming? So I'll go and sew it. I'll use half-inch sewing allowance to join this one, and I'll use half-inch sewing allowance to join this one. You see the front. This is the front. How to join it? I'll put it like this way, and I'll join the two of them together like this, and then I'll use half-inch to sew it, following this shape as I'm going to join it together. So I've used the front. I use the front to cut the lining, and I've gone to join the lining the same way that I've joined the front. So you can see this is the front. I've joined it together, and I've also joined their linings together that I use it to cut. So I'll show us the next thing. This is the front. I've gone ahead to attach the lining to it, and I've folded my button stand. Can you see it? I folded, remember we left 1.5 for button stand, so I folded half in and 1 inch. You can see this is 1 inch. Get again. I folded my button stand, and I've attached my lining to it. I've done the same thing to the second part. I've also folded my button stand. I've also folded my button stand, and I've attached lining to it. This is the left, this back too. I've done it with lining as well. I've done the two back with the lining. So the next thing to do now is to attach the front and back together on the shoulder. So I'm going to be attaching them on the shoulder like this. I'm going to be joining this to shoulder and so, and join this other one to shoulder too and so. So after joining the shoulder, I'll come and show us the next thing. Sleeve. The sleeve will be gathers. It's called shoulder gathers. So for me to cut my sleeve, I'll fold my clothes like this. I'll determine how many inches I want to come down for the full shoulder. So for this full shoulder, I want to come down by 4.5 inches. I want to come down by 4.5 inches. So this is where my sleeve will start from. So what I have left here is 5 inches, and I want my sleeve to be to end in 7. So, and the measurements come here. The person's hand, measure my hand. The person's from here to here is 7 inches. So I must make sure I get like ×3 of this from here to here. So 7 times 3 will give us 14 plus another 7 is 21. So I'll use what I have here. So let me check the length of the fabric I have here. I have 28, so it's more than ×3. So I'm going to be using this length for the fabric. So for the length here, I'll be using 8 inches. I'll measure 8 inches. I've added all my allowances for turning, folding here, and for the casing of the rubber. So I'll be marking 8 inches all the way down, and then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Inches. So I'll connect it to my ruler, and then I'm going to cut it. I have my 2 sleeves here because I folded my fabric into 2, so I'm cutting the 2 sleeves at the same time. So I'm going to fold it into 2 this way. So I'm going to give it a little shaping because of this is where that will be entering, that will be going here. Remember, this is my 4.5 inches. So this part will be entering on this 4.5 inches like this, and then this one will go up. So I'll just go ahead and give it a little shaping there. So the next thing, first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating casing for elastic. So I'll have a casing here where my elastic will pass through. I'll do it on this part. I'll equally do it on the second one. See, what I have here is 7.5 inches elastic. 7.5. So I will insert it in the casing that I've created. Remember, this is the hand that told us to create casing. I've created casing for this elastic. So I'll go ahead and insert this elastic. So can you see what we have? So this is what I have. So I'll do the same thing on this part. So this is the shoulder line. I'll measure from here where I want my hand to be is on 4.5 inches. 4.5. So I'll mark it down. Mark it down. I'll take my sleeve, all of my sleeve. This is the right side facing right side. I will attach it like this, and then I'll sew it down to this end. I'll attach it. See, that's where my shaping ends. You can see it. That's why I shaped it small here, because that's the part that will be attaching there. So I'll put here. I'll sew it down to this place. I'll stop. I'll also this other part. I will attach it on this other side too. I will mark 4.5 on that part equally. From my shoulder line, I will mark 4.5. This is the 4.5, and then this part too, I will attach it like this to this pin too. I'll attach it and come and show us. Can you see? So this is where we have our cold shoulder. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be hemming this place. After hemming it, I will join these two sides together. I'll go ahead and join the sides together till this place with 1 inch sewing allowance. Close this part. So this is what our clothes is looking like. So I will probably go ahead and place the one of these. Which is what we have at the end of the thing. This is our back. I'm trying this part. As you can see. So after I'm done with my sleeve for the two of them, the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to attach these two fronts together. I'm going to lay my two fronts like this, and I'm going to hold it together like this. I'm going to use a stitch to hold them together. So after holding it together, like I said, I'm going to be attaching my two fronts together like this. Then I'm going to use a stitch to hold it down. I'm going to be using a stitch to hold it down. So after I've held it down with a stitch, so I'm going to measure what I have here, use it and cut band and attach my band. So let's measure what we have there to be sure it's corresponding with what we want. So the waist of this customer is 31. So I have my 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I have what I need here. It's complete. So I will use this to cut a band that I'm going to be attaching this place, because it's the band that will connect this upper part and the down part. I've cut my band. This is what the material I'll be using for band. It's 3 inches. and it's the full length of what I have on my waist. That's what is there. So this is the fabric that I'll be using for my gathers down. So I've cut it out. I have 21 inches by the length. I have 21 inches, as you can see, and then I have times 3 of my waist measurement. That's how you can see that the fabric is so full. So I have times 3 of what I need for my waist measurement. So I'm going to be pleating it and then joining it to the band, joining it to this band, and then joining to the body. So I forgot to show us how I'm doing this. This is my pleating. I'm using 1.5 inches. From here I will mark 1.5. I'm using 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 spacing for the toe. I'll just carry get to my 1.5, see where the top ends. I'll just be sewing until I get it, until I finish up the whole fabric. So this is the upper part. I've attached the band to it. I cut 2 pieces because I don't have space. So I've attached it to this place. So the next thing is, this is the waist, the down part that I pleated. You can see our pleating, and I've attached lining to it already, as you can see. So the next thing now is I'm going to be attaching this upper part. I'm going to be attaching this upper part to this down part. This is the down part, this is the upper part. I'm going to be attaching the two together like this. Attach them. After attaching it, I will come and close the back and attach my zipper. I'll close the back and attach my zipper, and then the next thing will be to cut our collar. Okay, so as you can see, I've joined my side and I've attached my zipper. You see how I attached my zipper and I closed up this part. Can you see it? I closed up this part and then I attached my zipper all the way down, because this clothes is going to be having collar on the neck, so that's why you need to close up this side. Your zipper should end somewhere here. So I'll measure what I have here now and use it and cut my collar. So let's measure. On this neck I have 17.5. So I'm going to be using exactly what I have here, 17.5, to cut my collar and attach my collar, and our clothes will be ready. I will show us the final look. So this is what I want, the fabric I want to use for the collar. See, I folded this into two, and the full length of the collar that we have is 17. So 17 divided by 2 will give us 8.5. So I'll mark 9 inches. That's allowance inches, allowance for sewing. So I'll mark 9 here. And this other part too, I'll mark 9. I'll connect it. Connect it. Then I'll mark, I need 2.5 inches collar. So I'll be marking 3. I'm marking 3 inches. So I'll use 2.5 there. I'll use half inch to sew it. So I'll mark 3 inches. Okay. I'll mark 3 inches here. I'll connect it. So this is the upper part of this collar. I want it to be longer than this down part, so I will come out by 1 inch on this part. I'll add extra 1 inch on this part, extra 1 inch on this part, extra 1. So I'll connect it back to this down one. Connect it back here. So on this down part, because our collar is not straight, I will reduce it by ½ inch and connect it back to this place. So this is what I'm going to be cutting to this place. Cut out the collar. So this is what we have. This is the collar. So I'll go ahead and join it. So my people, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Wow, can you see our gown looking so beautiful? Can you feel this cold shoulder? It come out so perfectly. So go ahead and give this a trial. Is today your first time of joining us on this beautiful channel? You're so very welcome. I promise you, you will not regret joining us on this family. And are you a returning subscriber? Thank you so much for your time and God bless. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment, and share with your friends. And if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscription button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new videos, because I have lots and lots of fantastic tutorials coming on this channel. Do take care of yourself till I come your way again in my next video. Remain blessed. Bye bye.